Hey everybody, welcome back. Live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. We got ourselves another music show from our Newburyport NCM Hub studios. Our guest today, a North Shore boy now living up in Vermont, nice enough to come into our studios today, the great Ryan Montbleau.
Oh, thank you, sir. Good to be here. You can take the kid out of Peabody, but you can't take the Peabody out of the kid. Actually, you can't take the Boston driver out of the kid. The sun came up and the sun went down. I'm looking for reasons in my head again. Where are you now? Where you've always been? Far from where I am. Did I keep you there? Or did you run? Was it what I didn't do? Was it what I done? I've been hanging out alone, living on my own, just breathing. My heart's with you. Thought we tried to build a home. Turns out I was wrong. I was just leaving like I do, leaving like I do, like I do. The words came out and they fell to the floor. I'd pray to the heavens they'd go back in again. Such a simple solution, turn back around. Little bit of sugar and we're good again. Did I talk too much or not at all? Something must be wrong with my head, 'cause I can't recall. And I've been hanging out alone, living on my own, just breathing. My heart's with you. Thought we tried to find a home. Turns out I was wrong. I was just leaving like I do, leaving like I do, like I do, yeah.
Ryan Montbleau in the house. Very nice.
Thank you, Drew.
How are you, man?
I'm all right.
Good.
For my sad song.
I was just telling you off the air, you were just strumming a little. I go, man, I forgot how much I love hearing your songs live.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, man, it's great. Good to see you. How's the summer been? Doing all right?
I'm all right, man. Yeah, just rolling with life and all of its ups and downs and riding the roller coaster, baby.
Absolutely. You so you're playing a lot of solo shows. I see you got the band that you're playing with a little bit too. That's going to be a fun project for you.
It's good. I've always done both, and I have a hell of a band right now. So keeping that together, and I got guys coming in from all over. I got like some of the best people I've ever run into in all these years on the road are in my band. So I'm psyched.
Cool, man. Last time I talked to you, I think, or at least one of the last times, we were emailing through, and you were just bumped into Bernie Sanders or something up there in Vermont. Is that right?
Yeah. He was introducing Twiddle. That was so Vermont. But I bumped into Bernie at the grocery store. He lives in my neighborhood. Not too far away. And bumped into Bernie at the grocery store.
You opened the show with it, though. You're a North Shore guy. You're always a North Shore guy.
Yeah, I'm from Peabody. My parents are back in Peabody now, so I'm back visiting them a lot. And it's been cool to come back a little more than I have been the last few years, just to see them. And man, North Shore, baby.
Cool. Yeah. Well, it's nice. I see you continued on the. You were playing every Friday night, I think it was, during the pandemic, pretty much.
It was. Yep.
Do you kind of continue that on post-pandemic? At least not every Friday, but I know you could still dabble in that a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a blessing. It's like a get-together when we all do it. People get back on, and every once in a while I'll do another Rye-Day, as they've been dubbed. I didn't give them that name, but yeah.
There's T-shirts now, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We make T-shirts. Yeah. Merchandising, baby.
That's fantastic.
Why do I keep saying baby?
It's a good day for it. I don't know. People say things like that on nice days.
Thanks for saying that.
Yeah, baby. So that's good. So you're excited? You got a gig in Salisbury here coming up. I know. Saturday. The 26th?
26th. Riverfest.
Yeah, Riverfest. Yeah, there you go. Are you excited for that?
I'm psyched. We got a band. We got my band coming in, and then Ripe is playing after us, and there's a great bunch of groups playing. And I'm pretty pumped for that.
Yeah, that should be a fun one. That's one of those festivals that I think if you grew up around, I mean, it hasn't been here forever, but it's like one of those fun things that's kind of taken off in recent years. Just people really like that one. They usually get some really good bands. It's just a fun day.
Yeah, I went. I've been a couple times, and it's always fun.
As a fan,
feels very North Shore, but stuff comes in from all over. And remember one year when I was there, the English Beat was there, and they were awesome, man. I don't know. It's just it's a good time.
Do you enjoy the festivals?
I do, yeah. Not like I used to. I used to get, kind of wide-eyed and be like, oh my God, I can't wait to camp out and hang out with everyone and do whatever. Now it's like I'm 46 years old. It's like, yeah, this is nice. I'm psyched to play here, but this is a little different than some of the hippie festivals I still do.
Right.
It's not. It won't be as crunchy.
Let's use that word. What's the crunchiest one of them so far you've done here in recent
I do some every year. I do one called Sterling out in Western New York. I do Strange Creek in Wormtown out in Greenfield, Mass. I do. Those get pretty crunchy. But I'm crunchy. I've been doing them for like 15 years or more. I'm like, very beloved there, and I
loved in that community.
It's awesome. It's really the good parts of those scenes are like the best parts of anywhere, and the bad parts are the worst parts of anywhere. But it's like, it still can be a very embracing, really music supporting, loving community of people like really trying to better themselves and stuff. And then there's some people trying to not better themselves.
That's well said, I think. Yeah. Would you find yourself being can you still be like like you're such a pro at this now, but can you lose yourself in being a fan? Like, will you stay and watch Ripe and be like, oh man,
and I've played with some of those guys before in Everyone Orchestra, and they were great, and I've seen them, but like they're awesome. So yeah, for sure, man. That's like part of the the great part of the job. Usually it's people who play after, though, because before my head is like just kind of focused on what we're gonna do, and it's hard for me to see people like right before us, but after for sure. And then always you have to. I mean, everybody has to be a fan of music forever.
Yeah,
this is how it works.
Speaking of that, it's a good watch this transition. Already somebody I know we're both a fan of. Wow. I saw Martin Sexton in Ipswich a few. I know he's one of your favorites.
Love Martin.
And I saw him at that. What's that place? Shaolin. Oh my God! What I had never been there, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's in Rockport.
Rockport, sorry. Yep, Rockport. That's right.
That place is beautiful.
Unbelievable, right? And he, as you can imagine, him in that room was just
Yeah, and he's done it a bunch before. I know. I've never seen him in that room, but I've seen him a bunch, and remains one of my heroes. He's like, he's the guy.
Do you remember when did you discover him? Was that the?
Man, I was working at the old House of Blues in Harvard Square when it was there, long before the House of Blues in Boston now, and I was like just starting out. It was like early 2000s. I graduated from college in '99, got a job at the House of Blues to like be around live music and see, because I knew I wanted to do it then, but I had no idea how to do it or how that went about doing that. So I got a job there, and then that's when I remember I was working in the ticket booth there, which was this little closet under the stairs, and I would just got my buddy here in Salem actually played me Martin Sexton for the first time, and I'll never forget that first moment. It was just like, oh my God, what is this? And then I just completely went down the rabbit hole and learned everything I could about him. And then I used to go to his shows and pass out my CDs for free on the way out to anyone who would take them. And then I eventually got to meet him, and I was all freaked out. And then eventually got to open for him. And then in 2010, my band was his band for a tour, and he was just on my record. I just put out a couple bonus tracks, and he just came down to the studio and did a bunch of vocals.
That's cool, huh?
Amazing.
Yeah, it's always so much better when those guys turn out to be like what you imagine them to be.
Thank God. God. He's been so sweet and kind to me, and still just as brilliant, and I'm so thankful for that. He could have been such a jerk, and he was not.
Yeah, no, that is fantastic. Now tell us, who is that person that's disappointed?
There's got to be jerks out there. I don't know how people maintain being jerk. You know, like, I don't know. You hear bad stories about people, and it's like, how do you just keep going? Yeah. I don't know. I guess if you're Van Morrison, you can get away with that stuff.
I guess, yeah. I guess everybody's heard that. He can sometimes be a little dicey. It is funny. I've heard stories about people that I end up meeting, and I'm like, seem pretty cool to me. Like, you know, and I mean, that's all you can judge people, you know?
By the stories. I was doing this spoken word piece as part of my show for a while, and it was like all these things I hadn't done, and there's things I did. It was like basically oversharing for an audience for 10 minutes straight of just talking. And the line I said that got the biggest reaction every night was, I want to meet John Mayer so I can decide for myself. And there was something about it. It was like, you know.
That's a great line.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of things. I just want to decide for myself. Still haven't met him, but, you know, it's like.
Although I did actually hear him say once that he goes, and admittedly, I've not always been the greatest. I think I'll.
I've heard some stories. Yeah. But you hear stories about everyone. You don't want to have that hearsay, you know.
Yeah, there's something nice when the actual person says that, though, acknowledges something, but, you know, that makes me think he's probably a pretty good guy.
Yeah. But I want to decide for myself.
It's a great line. Oh man, that's fantastic. Well, we appreciate you so much for coming in here today, man. I know you're busy and you have family to see and all that stuff, so we appreciate you making some time. So you want to take another one away here? What do you think? And sure. What kind of set, I know you don't write set lists, right? You're more of a feel guy, or
I am, especially on I should for these kind of things, but I never know what to play. I was just leaving from the I Was Just Leaving record. Here's another one from. Thank you. I'm proud of that record, and here's another one from that called Bright Side.
Ryan Montbleau live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive.
I was looking for a bright side, mama, ever since about the day I was born. Always headed for a bright light, wondering what it might have in store. Through the dark of the dead-end roads and the people who are not what they seem. Left myself alone again with me. And I was looking for a bright side, mama, when you took me and you set me down slow. Calm my nerves, ease my mind, and you hit me with the healing. You show me what the real thing is. Bright lights and blinding, and I need reminding that my light shines brightest when I see the bright side of you. I was looking for a way out of the maze in those crazy days. Hung around long enough to peek out of the shade without changing my ways. I'm a champion, a prize fight lover, and I'm covered up with wounds from the war. But I'm yours if you want me, I'm yours. And I was looking for a bright side, mama, when you took me and you set me down slow. You calm my nerves, ease my mind, then you hit me with the healing. You show me what the real thing is. Bright lights and blinding, and I need reminding that my light shines brightest when I see the bright side of you. The bright side of you, yeah. Your eyes get blinded, trying too hard to find it. And I get excited when I see the bright side, when I see the bright side of the bright side of you, yeah. When I see the bright side of you, the bright side of you.
Woo! Brian Montbleau, live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Very nice. I tried the Instagram live on that one. That was you can say hi. I think so. It's the I don't always do that.
Hello, Instagram.
But when I do, we do it with Ryan Montbleau in the house. There we go. Awesome. Very nice. Very nice. So those are two. I think those are two of many people's favorites of yours, right there. The when you're writing a song, you know you got one like that, and you're like, that's a keeper. You know that right away.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, at least. Like, I know when I wrote that one, it was buzzing through me, and it was, and that happens on the, I guess, the good ones, or I don't know, when they really happen, it's like, I can't get it out of my head, and I just want to play it over and over until I get it, and it's just like a buzz, man. I feel it. So that one, like, it was years ago. I was in New Orleans. We were down there for Jazz Fest, and staying at this house in between the shows and stuff, and I just like I had that song buzzing in my head. And my friend Chris Jacobs actually helped me finish writing that one. He came over, and so it's like I have another one called Ships in the Night that comes to mind. I was on the Vineyard of all places when I wrote that, which is kind of like a very serious, sort of like darker song, and I was in this beautiful place on the beach, and I could not, it was just like buzzing through my whole being, and I had to get the words down, and then, that's where the work comes in. They very rarely come quickly. Yeah. But sometimes...
So you grind over them?
Kind of, yeah. Some of them take years, and I have to just, like, I have to keep working. That first one that I did here, I was just leaving, I got lucky on. I kind of... The chorus came to me in a dream, and then I was working on these other songs, and I finished those. Took a break from writing one day and wrote those verses in like 2 seconds when I like in like maybe 45 minutes. Oh wow! When I was when I was taking a break. So you never know. The point is, if you do the work, if you show up and do the work, then good things tend to happen. And
there you go.
You're ready for it when the inspiration strikes.
Do you have like letting go issues? Like I always think of like the Springsteen story where like they needed that third album. He was signed to a 3 contract deal, and they were like, give us the third, and he's like, it's not ready yet. Yeah. And it was Born to Run, but eventually good that you let go of it. But
it was. I know. I feel like that right now. I feel sort of like I have this big release coming. I hope in me of creativity, because it's like sometimes it feels a little bunched up, and I don't know, you just have to keep taking steps and keep having faith and keep putting your antenna out and kind of keep being ready for ideas, but not just rely on inspiration striking. You have to like kind of show up and do the work.
It's amazing how wrong I can be when I try to predict what's like your favorite part of the process. Is it the songwriting, the performing, or the recording? And like you think you like know people, then like some people, actually now like performing live would be my third on that list. I'm like, really? You look so joyful when you play. But you got in. What would you say?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I would say writing, as far as like, well, writers don't like to write; they like to have written. Somebody said, so it's like, I like that. When I first get a song or something and it's just mine, like that's a really good feeling. Yeah. And then you have to share it with people. So I mean, I love playing shows, but I can also be, even after all these years, like super insecure up there on stage about what songs to play or what I'm doing or how my tone
you still get that?
I still get that. Wow. Like it's not so much like nervous; it's like nervy. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like, I'm freaking out, I have to go on. Like, I can go on, no problem, and play. Yeah. But it's almost like when you know how good it can be, it's hard not to get in your head about if it's not that good on a given night or something, and you just have to, do it. But yeah, you'd be surprised how much I'm still in my head up there and like, oh man, because I can go a lot of different directions, especially I have a pretty powerful band behind me, and like I can... we can throw a dance party for a little while, and they can play some really deep funk and deep groove stuff, and I love doing that. But I also don't want to do that, at the detriment of having like a message or just having my lyrics get through. So it's, for me, it's like this constant tug of war of like what I want to do, and I'm observing the audience, kind of seeing where I think we need to go and feeling it, and then trying not to drive myself crazy and trying to stay true to myself. So
are you like I've heard other artists say this, like I can see if it's a 90% of the crowd, there's 100 people there and 99 are having a ball. Great, like you can tell they're listening, engaged, everything's good. If there's that one person, like, why? What's wrong?
Yeah, totally. Totally. You can make stuff up in your head. You're like, look at this guy. He's probably the best guitar player in the world. And he thinks my guitar playing is terrible, or something, you know. Yeah. And then you talk to that guy after, and he's like, oh no, I don't play guitar. I think you're great. You know, like, you just make up stuff. Right. And it's a lesson of like, you have no idea. You just got to put your best foot forward.
Well, it's probably one of those things, like if you don't get that, whatever that stirred up, not anxious, but whatever it is, you know, that whatever that feeling is, probably when it stops happening, it's probably not a good thing, right?
Probably not, so they say. But I do think, you know, I think also tend to ease up over the years and have more fun and enjoy it. I think the pandemic was good for that, of like just being, making you embrace these things that you take for granted. Like, oh my God, I get to play for all these people, and they just get to come and we get to hang out together. Awesome, you know. You know,
you were part of one of my favorite pandemic memories, actually, right? Because you were actually the first night we met in person was in the parking lot of down in New Bedford, was it? Remember that parking lot show?
Yeah, totally.
And that was like one of the, I think
that
it was
one of the first things. That was the first thing I had done for sure. And it was like, the outdoor drive-in show, and it was like.
And I'm from Danvers. Like we drove to New Bedford because we were just itching for live music.
Yeah, well, what else were you gonna do
exactly.
at that point?
You know what I mean?
New Bedford, it's in the state.
Exactly. We would have gone anywhere for good music, man. But we made the drive. And it was just, I don't know. I found it to be like such a rewarding night. I was like, it felt like a concert.
Me too. Yeah.
And it was just cool, and like your music was great. And
thank you. I remember that feeling of like being like, how's this gonna go? I don't know, because everyone's like in the parking lot in their cars away from me. I was like, but I was really surprised. I remember that night with the feeling of connection of like, okay, this is a show. I can feel the applause or whatever. You realize, and just hearing live music through a PA in the air, like I just realized how much I needed that. Once I did it. It was like, oh.
I think so many people did that night. I just remember thinking like that felt good again, like because it was early.
Felt so good. That was really early. Yeah. I was really lucky. I got to basically work through the pandemic in whatever little ways were going on, and plus my live stream. So I was really lucky.
Well, it was probably easier. Like you have a lot of connections at some of those venues that were like doing that. Like I know like the Cabot in Beverly did a whole outside thing.
Yep.
I know. I think I saw Martin Sexton on a lawn out there somewhere. Like just a lot of those places were trying to get creative, and they like relied on you guys who they've had history with. You know,
it was good for a solo, somebody who could play solo, who could move a few tickets, who wasn't, you know, some of my friends in much more successful bands or big touring acts, I mean, they had a much harder time because you had their whole crew, the whole thing couldn't get, you know, I could show up to a place with my guitar and play their little outdoor thing or whatever, and it would be totally worth it for me, and it would, you know, so I was really lucky.
Yeah. God, it is weird to even think about those days. I wasn't even planning on talking about that. I forgot about that New Bedford show until I guess I was just looking at you.
I haven't thought about it either. It's so funny. It's like, was that 25 years ago?
Yeah,
was
it was
that
about
last week? I have no idea.
When the pandemic started, 30 years ago. Actually, somebody I remember hitting. There was some. I forget what moment it is in one of your songs where there was like an appropriate car horn that drove by, or like that you acknowledge
during fast cars.
Maybe, I think that's what it was. Yeah.
I know. It's not like it was a beautiful spot. It's like, oh, right on the ocean in New Bedford. No, we were in a parking lot by the highway. It was like a rail yard behind us. I think it wasn't pretty, but it was awesome. Nobody cared. It was like cool live music.
He does a great cover of Fast Car for those of you who don't know, and that's I'm pretty sure that was what it was. And so you just smiled and acknowledged it, and like, oh, this is a nice night. Yeah. Very good. Is it weird for you to hear all these? Because who's the Luke Combs now doing this? So he's got a hit with it too. Is it weird to hear? Like I'm having the moment where I'm having to tell a lot of these even young kids I work with that I'm like, that's actually not his song.
Tracy is really the one. Yeah, it's cool if it all points back to Tracy Chapman.
Yes,
I realized, I've just been really lucky. My version of it has like 90 million streams or something. It's, so I've been really lucky. But now, I have noticed that now that his version is being played everywhere, I tend to play it like less live.
Oh, really?
It feels like it's his right now. It's like, I think his is good. He did a great job with it. And it's like, okay, cool. Like about it. Yeah, it does feel. I don't know. It wasn't a conscious decision, but I've noticed myself playing it less.
Yeah. Did you, when you first decided to put that on an album, was that just you loved Tracy out of respect for her? What was the?
Well, that was Tall Heights. My buddies, who lived here in Beverly for a while, and they're Massachusetts guys, and it was their idea. We wanted to do something together, and they're brilliant harmonizers and arrangers, and they're just totally brilliant. So we did a song of mine, and they were like, "Hey, we think you'd sound really good singing Fast Car, singing this Tracy Chapman tune." And I was like, immediately, I was like, oh yeah, I could sing that. It was something I had never. It was almost too I almost want to say too obvious or something. It was like right in my wheelhouse vocally. It's something my old band would have never let me do. They would have been like, "That's stupid." You know what I mean? And so, we did it, and it was.
I mean, as big of a hit as it is for Luke Combs, I mean, it was a monster hit for her too.
It's like, and rightfully so. And it was a big hit for me. I mean, it shows the testament of a great song. You know, it's like that song's helped out me a lot in my life, just my version of it.
Yeah, I mean, she must love that stuff. That has to be the ultimate flattering thing.
Who knows with Tracy Chapman, man, you know?
You ever met her?
She seems so grounded. I've never met her. I met a couple. I did this house concert during the pandemic they were some of her teachers and the dean of the school that she went to when she went to this like private school she got sent to when she was a kid, and she was in high school. So they had these amazing stories about like she would sneak into the music room at night and borrow a guitar like she didn't have one, and they saw her and they were like, "You should play this open mic," and then they pitched in to get her first guitar, and she was like a sick athlete apparently, and it was just really cool to hear these very human stories about this amazing person.
That is cool. Yeah, great voice. Well, anyway, that's that's one of those pandemic memories, just the car horn, and I think near crash maybe. I think it was actually a horn because it was like going to be a crash. I think they avoided it because of a well-timed horn, but very good. What are you thinking next? We going new or old here?
I was gonna do some new stuff.
Love it.
Let me just tune. I just need a minute.
Yeah, no doubt. Again, Ryan Montbleau here joining us live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Hope you're all doing well out there. We're very excited for this one. Oh, I have to shout out my producer today too, Lee Cusack, in the house, filling in for Maeve today. Lee has been on for like 2 weeks here doing her little fill-in job, and she's doing a great job. So we appreciate it so very much. And thank you, Lee. And Sarah Hayden, the boss, is in the house as well today.
I want to thank the guy who got me this guitar too.
That is Alex Anthony, who is a Newburyport boy. I think he's actually out there listening to you as I look now.
Thanks, Alex. This thing's sweet.
There you go. You're happy. There you go. Yeah, Ryan says, I'm coming over. I might need help with the guitar, though. That's the. I go, we got those. Don't worry.
Yeah, I came down to visit my folks, so I just brought. I always have a guitar with me, but the ones I brought are a little more playing around the house.
He's got a nice one there.
Nice. I'm
cool.
into it.
Alex is great. He plays all around here. He's kind of the hometown boy and great talent. So.
Thanks, Alex.
I think the first ever guest I had on my show was Alex.
Really?
I think so.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It all comes full circle.
And here it is. This beautiful studio.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
All right, I'll give you a new one here. This is called Eve and Adam.
All right. Ryan Montbleau, live at Drew's house.
Oh, that's me. Sorry, I was like, sorry, that's the tune, I think.
I thought it might have been part of the song.
Yeah. Just don't. All of us bending, some of us snapping. None of us sure what's gonna happen. Alone in the day and together at night. We'll be home soon. Eve was out sending a message to Adam. Hey, I think it might just be us and that snake by the ladder. Anyway, it's almost dusk and I wanna watch the moon. Will you be home soon? Will you be home soon? I'll fly away, hey, if you want me to. But I like to stay, I'm not sure about you. I've no idea of the score, nothing sure anymore. But here's where I'll be. I need to see how this garden grows. How this garden grows. Adam shipped off to the North-South Pacific. Says it was hell, though he won't get specific. No more tears in his eyes, no more shells in his gun. He'll be home soon. Eve was out mending a fence that had broken. Seemed strange to leave everything so wide open, along with that snake and the drinks that we make from the old fruit. Will you be home soon? I'll fly away if you want me to. But I like to stay, I'm not sure about you. I've no idea of the score, nothing sure anymore. But come home to me, you need to see how this garden grows. How this garden grows. And it grows with the ages. Mystic vines and gold sage, and the fragrance of time, and the passion fruit vines, mandrakes and snakes in disguise. All of us bending, and some of us broken, none of us sure which door to open. Alone in the day and together at night. We'll be home soon. 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 We'll be home soon.
Ryan Montbleau, live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Beautiful, man.
Thanks, brother.
I love that. Woo. Pretty.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
I hope you're all enjoying this on a nice little afternoon here. The one thing I've always, and I've probably already said this to your face maybe once or twice over the years, but I love the like when you have songwriters you really like. It's great when you can like every word. It's like you have that like talent with the voice. How did you get that talent, Ryan? God.
Honestly, I think the words are very important, I want them to be heard. And Martin Sexton is one of my major heroes. Another major hero of mine is Deb Talon, who's an amazing singer-songwriter who was half of the Weepies, and she has these solo records she put out before the Weepies records, which are also brilliant, and you can hear every single word. Yeah. And that, I think, had a big effect on me.
Really?
Because I want to hear them. Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, music can work if you don't understand the words, but also, the words are this whole other dynamic that can take you in, and it's like, if you stand by your words, like, I want to hear them. Yeah. So. Yeah.
I love you had an answer for that. I don't know, Drew. Move on.
Well, Drew.
Oh, that's funny.
I was not prepared for this deep line of questioning today, Drew. Ask me whatever you want, man. I love it.
That is funny. And again, we should probably keep talking because Ryan's in town here on the 26th here. Good way to end August, or pretty much. Can you believe it's already at the end of August?
It's always like
Salisbury.
That.
It is, right?
I can't, and yet I can't. I can believe that I can't believe it. It's it always happens this way. But Riverfest is gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have fun.
Me too.
Salisbury there for the 26th. For those of you, go check it out and get your tickets and do whatever you gotta do. The summertime, is it your favorite time of year? I know it brings out a lot of musicians. It's like outside plays available, or are you more of like a winter hunker down by a fireplace kind of guy?
Well, I live in Vermont now, so you kind of got to hunker down for the winter, and I can go snowboarding and stuff. People are like, how do you do Vermont in the winter? It's like, dude, I'm from Boston. It's not bad. I have a good coat. It's okay. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I love all the seasons. It's just like, I love the fall, love the spring, and it warms up, and I love the summer. I don't know. It's a boring answer, but I don't know. Summer's great, though, when you hear live music outside. I think there's nothing like that feeling of hearing music through a PA, moving through the air, and people outside, and maybe some twirling hippies, maybe some little kids, old people. I love when everyone can get together.
I went to that. Speaking of John Mayer, who we talked about earlier, I did that whole Dead & Co. thing for the first time this year. I had never done it before. I'm not like I like a lot of Dead stuff, but I'm not like a Deadhead. Yeah. Certainly people that are way into it more than I am, but the spinning is a real thing.
Oh yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Yeah. We used to know this guy Spinning Charlie. He's still around the Boston area somewhere, but he used to go and literally literally just spin for the entire show.
Yeah.
It was amazing. He would spin in a circle for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
He had his special spinning shoes that he would put on. They were like these loafers. Yeah, it's a thing. I don't know. I might get sick, but
yeah,
sure.
I don't know how they do
their
it.
own.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
No, I think in 2 hours is maybe not even being. I think it's longer. Like that was a long show.
Oh yeah.
It felt
Dead
long.
Company would be like 2 hour-and-a-half sets.
Yeah,
You know,
they
it's
take the break in the middle.
Yeah.
That was good. It's funny because the John Mayer thing. It's funny to see how they all kind of. I remember when that whole group started. They were like, we'll see. John Mayer. I'm not sure if he's the right guy to play the Jerry parts. He seemed to kind of win over the whole Dead community.
Yeah, I think everyone just surrendered by the end.
Right.
Although, no, I still think there's some people that are like, what, John Mayer?
Yeah.
It's hard to talk about it. I've gotten in trouble online just like mentioning stuff. Yeah, and I like John Mayer, and I also really like the Dead, and I've played with, O'Teal, and I've played with Kreutzmann, like a couple people in that band, so I feel kind of qualified to talk about, but I don't know. But I'm like, there was a clip of like John Mayer and Dave Matthews playing with them, and I was just like, if you could have told us in the 90s that John Mayer and Dave Matthews were like in the Grateful Dead, people's heads would have exploded. Yeah. And most people understand that, but some people are like, screw you, dude. Like, I don't know, people get really sensitive about that. And like, I don't know, I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, those guys are known as pop stars too. Yeah. John Mayer can definitely play in that band. He clearly is. He's a great guitar player. He's great. I'm just saying, if you don't understand why, like, what's his name? Chris from oh man, wow, I'm having a senior moment. Chris Robinson from the Black Crowes. He came out, he was on like Howard Stern. He was like, I think John Mayer is the antithesis of Jerry Garcia. And people got so pissed at him.
Did he say that?
Yeah, and it's like, is he wrong? I'm not, people are like, he's just jealous. It's like, no, he isn't. That guy doesn't care. He's just saying it like I don't think there's anything wrong with somebody like thinking that. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, off on a tangent.
Now we're going to start getting, I can't believe they talked about this for 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah. How dare you? Yeah. I mean, that's how much people love the Dead. I love the Dead, but come on, let's lighten up a little.
Everybody relax a little bit. Oh, that's funny. Is there somebody like new in the your head right now you're listening to a lot? And
oh man, well, I saw Billy Strings a few weeks ago up in Vermont, and it was like amazing. He's all the rage for a reason, man. That's some real stuff going on. Yeah, just unbelievable. And then oh my God, I don't know. There's always just so much good music.
I did the Isbell thing the other night. That was fun.
Oh, he's Boston. Great. Yeah, I've never seen Isbell live, but
that's my first time.
Awesome. Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah.
I've been listening to Raylan Baxter a lot. I love Raylan Baxter. I've really kind of fallen in love with his music, and I don't know. There's just there's so much good stuff. There's more good stuff than ever. You just got to find it. It's
always consuming you.
I'm not, I'm guilty of, I probably listen to more podcasts than I do music these days when I'm on the road and stuff, I just listen to sports podcasts to zone out and things like that. But it's, there's just endless music at your fingertips. You got to be exposed to it at some point. I think the tools to listening to it are pretty incredible. Yeah. So, not everybody knows that. That's not flashing news.
We never talk sports. You a Boston sports guy?
Oh, yeah.
All of them?
Yeah. Yep. Born and raised, and, we'll never give that up. So
Baseball?
Yeah.
Baseball guy?
Baseball guy. I sang the national anthem at Fenway in 2013. So, and that was a total dream come true. But, my dad had season tickets when I was growing up, and he had season tickets to the Patriots, too. So we used to go to the old stadium. I was at the Snow Bowl game, the Tuck Rule game. I've been to AFC championships. I was very lucky.
It was a good time to be a fan.
Oh, yeah. Because I remember before that. It's good to remember before that, too. Because, I was at Game 5 of the 86 World Series. Wow. And then I was 9 sitting on the couch with my dad watching the ball go through Buckner's legs and, kind of feeling the weight of that. And he had never seen them won, and his father had never seen them won. I remember that. So that's made it all the more fun when they won, man. It's amazing.
The Aaron Boone home run, I remember I was in the room with one of my favorite groups is my father, my grandfather, and my uncle who I'm very close with. And that moment happened where the ball goes out of the yard. Red Sox lose, Yankees go on. And I remember my uncle looking at me going, now you understand. It was really like you've earned your stripes now, the pain,
It's like a rite of passage. Now you understand the pain.
Yeah. My younger cousins didn't quite have that. They had to, they were born right into winning.
I know. Well, we won't even talk about them. They don't even understand. No, it's good. You don't want the kids to be traumatized. You know? But I remember that moment. I remember punching my couch in Somerville so hard. Yeah. Thankfully, it was the couch, so we're good.
Yeah. Tim Wakefield, he was so good.
Well, you knew Tim Wakefield was going. Tim Wakefield was not like a shut him down guy. He was going to get. It was not surprising that home run happened. It wasn't shocking that someone hit one off of Wakefield. It was like, oh god.
You're just hanging on as that knuckleball.
Wakefield was not. Wakefield ate up innings. It was like, he either made people look silly or they crushed them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're still talking tactically about the.
I've gone up to. I remember even back then, going up to somebody with a Red Sox cap, and I'd be like, "Dude, how do you think Pedroia's doing?" Just some very specific thing or whatever, and he'd be like, "I just have this hat. I just like this hat. I don't know." oh, sorry. Dude.
Oh man, that's too funny. I don't know. They're in kind of no man's land.
They're not that good, but I'm watching all the time anyway.
I don't know. All right, you got another one? You got that? You got that look.
Yeah, I got a silly one. Yeah, I played this one. I told my mother I wrote a terrible song, Mom.
Play it for Drew?
No, I played it for her. And okay. It's Mom approved. It's okay.
All right.
She's like, no, I love it. So. All right, this is called Closer to God.
Ryan Montbleau, live at Drew's house.
I've been eating extra gluten and more beer to make me strong. Prioritizing smoking, and I know it won't be long before the sugar makes me faster and the whiskey makes me smarter and the drugs take me closer to God. I've been lying on the couch until the sun goes back inside. Then it's straight to the arcade where I go on all the rides. Extra popcorn at the movies, extra butter in the bucket, extra syrup in the soda. Take all that corn and suck it. My life's a blur of flashing lights, loud music, and plastic stars. We tie one on, we have a night, and then we go to the bars. Oh, my judgment will be sound when I'm buried in the ground. My style might be hot then and turn to ashes. When the sugar makes me faster, and the whiskey makes me smarter, and the drugs take me closer to God. When the sugar makes me faster, and the whiskey makes me smarter, and the drugs take me closer to God.
Mom approved.
I know.
Ryan Montbleau. There's a live at Drew's house, Joppa afternoon drive. Very nice. And that's a new one. I don't think I've heard that one.
That's a new one. We're working on a new record with the band. That'll be on there. So,
beautiful, man. Good. So band is busy. What's your plan for the coming months? You trying to keep the band for a while and then do the solo stuff again, or mix and match?
I'm always doing both. So it's kind of like so basically I love playing solo and I love playing with the band. Basically the big idea is to put out this record. We're working on the record right now. We're going to do a big release spring of next year and put out that record and tour like crazy off that. But in the meantime, I want to get us reps and get us out there as a band. So we're going to tour the Midwest and the Southeast this fall. We're doing some Northeast stuff now, which includes Riverfest with the band, and just trying to get us some hours together and because the band is all over the place. My drummer lives in Buffalo / North Carolina. My guitar player lives in Cleveland. My bass players in Massachusetts, my keyboard players in Connecticut, so we're just trying to but they're the best dudes. So
this is not the Chuck Berry way of doing things.
No, it's not. It's the opposite of Chuck Berry, which I would be so much easier if I did it the Chuck Berry way. Of just the band is already there, and I've never met them.
Another man with fascinating stories.
Oh God, yeah. But no, it's a particularly amazing group of guys, I think. Excuse me. So I'm trying to just keep that together and keep rolling.
Cool, man. Well, this will be fun. Salisbury on the 26th of this month, the perfect way to end August. What is your favorite venue in the world, by the way? I always ask people that. I'd like to know.
We're doing it next week, this coming weekend. We're doing one of them that comes to mind is Infinity Hall in Norfolk, Connecticut. I love that place.
Yeah.
It's just this beautiful old small theater.
I've never been there, but
there's a lot of them. I mean, it depends where. There are dives that are, like, there's not much to the bar, but I love playing there for some reason. But
what's the North Shore dive?
Oh man, I haven't been here in too long. You know what I mean? We're playing the Cabot these days and stuff. We're good. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I'll be sampling the dives around.
Do you ever go back to some of the old spots that? I mean, I know a lot of those old spots aren't even there anymore. I'm sure.
I know some of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Johnny D's in Somerville is gone and stuff. But like, I still play like Passim, or I still play like yeah, I don't know. I live in Vermont now, so I haven't been around like, you know, the North Shore, like the early spots I would play in Salem and stuff. I haven't, you know, but my net is kind of wide. You know, I've basically been touring the country for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So there are spots like that kind of all over, of like, oh yeah, this place.
Yeah. Do you remember actually at Passim that I came to see you? We had the table right to your right, and you actually we had you stop the show for a second because we dropped like a fork or a plate or something, and you go, okay.
Yeah. All right. I love when rooms are that, you know, that intimate. You can do that.
Yeah.
I was just messing with you.
Oh, I know. That was my cousin Kaylee. She was like, I can't believe it. I was like, it's okay.
It's okay. No, it helps me. It's part of the show.
Yeah. Things that, unscripted things. Where can people find your music, websites, anything you want to pitch?
Yeah, I'm easy to find. Ryan Montbleau, Montbleau. And
Lee does a good job with all the graphics and everything here.
Anywhere you listen to music, you can find me.
Anywhere. One last thing. Do you take... would you take requests?
Credit cards?
We do have one.
Oh, sure.
That came in. Hope for Spray.
Oh, sure, yeah.
It's you want me to tell you who it's from?
Sure.
It's from the guy whose guitar you're playing.
Okay.
This will be a good moment for him. Thanks for doing it, man. I appreciate you that you tune it up. Thanks for the guitar.
I love playing this one too. Good call.
Cool. Live at Truce House. Big thanks to Ryan Montbleau. He is a very busy man, and it's very sweet of him to make some time for us today. So thank you so much. Thank you to Lee, Sarah, the boss. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Alex, for the guitar and all the help today. Appreciate you very much. And of course, Ryan Montbleau. Take it away, my man. Thank you.
When I said that I was leaving here for good back then, I meant it. Angry letter in my hand, there I stood and never sent it. But I'd hope and I'd pray and I'd hold back the days, because I knew not where they lead. Effort spent to keep on smiling, though our fences never mended. Golden rule redefined, never broken though we bend it. We hope and we pray and we hold back the days, believing there's a better place, though we know not what that means. Lessons learned here at least. Go in peace, this mass has ended. Though our eyes will point the way, the mystery must be defended. Hope and pray that the road will lead you back someday. Believing there's a better way, and we know just where it leads.